It was at around 10 p.m. the phone started ringing. I gently coaxed my mom off the phone so I could communicate with the aide from Valley Farm. Through her thick African accent, I could tell she was sweet and gentle and concerned. She explained to me that my father, Jerry, was very confused. He's moving things all around, and he doesn't want to go to bed, and he keeps on pushing the red button. He knows that when the red light blinks on, someone will come and help him. And all he was trying to do was to figure out how to leave, how to escape, how to get out of there, and how to go back home to Holliston, where he had been living most of his adult life, where he had raised his 4 children. At that point, he just didn't have a plan. And I think that was what must have been the hardest for him. Knowing that he had this will, this incredibly strong will, and in every other circumstance in his life, a Holocaust survivor, coming to this country at 8 years old, stuffed on a barge, cinched tightly to his mother, arriving on Ellis Island, morphing from Yerza to Jerry, and spending years learning English while struggling to hide his identity in order to stay at the yeshiva, which was the only place he was safe from being physically attacked.
How come you only have one shoe on, Dad? Is that a new style around here? Yeah?
Yeah.
What? Why is the shoe on the bed? Why is the other shoe on the bed? Did you get in a fight with somebody? How would you? It sounds like a tussle. You got your shoe over there.
I was trying to put my shoes on. You know, it's snowing outside.
Well, now it turned to rain.
Okay, whatever.
I know, Dad. I just traveled in a snowstorm to see you.
I see that. I may need you really bad.
Well, first, I think you need to put on both your shoes before anything else happens.
They're over there.
No. This one.
They won't do me any good in the rain. These don't do good.
They'll do you great while you have dinner with me.
They ran out of food.
But you had dinner.
And everybody downstairs complained.
Wait, But you got dinner, right?
I ate a little bit, yeah.
So how did you get? Did you bribe someone for dinner if they ran out of food?
No.
How did you get food if they ran out? What made you so special?
Because I didn't want a lot.
What did you have? You don't even know what you had a little of.
That's true. I don't know anything. I wasn't even sure I was still here.
Well, that's great because you don't want to be here, so you might as well not be sure if you're here. That's the best news I heard all day.
Yeah. I'm trying to arrange that for today.
But you can't even remember what you had for dinner.
So what?
I think it's a big point. I think it's a big You might have already arranged it and you forgot.
Maybe. I don't know. I was trying to arrange something, but the snow threw me off.
The snow made you forget what you were arranging.
That's true. I was arranging for your mother to come here and pick me up.
She's sick as a dog. She can't even get out of bed.
Yeah, I was just telling Mom on the phone just a minute ago. I said, you know what? I'm glad I don't have to go to school anymore. Because not only would I not be able to do any of the work, I wouldn't even be able to find the goddamn school. So there.
Yeah. Well.
So that I thought that was funny.
Yeah. I think it's funny.
I remember upon my return from visiting Dad in ICU, one of the staff gently approached me. She apologized in advance for any offense, as it may not be appropriate to inquire about the personal ongoings of the residents. But Sabrina just really wanted to know how he was doing. With sincerity and authentic love for my dad, she was concerned. She wanted to know, how is your father? Is he okay? Will you please tell him that we miss him so much? I love your dad so much. Even with all his fierce, belligerent resistance to his life situation and his loss of all of his power and agency, the spirit, the essence of the man, the loving dad who just wanted to make people smile, the tender person who cared and just wanted to extend his generous hand and provide for others. This is the essence that shined through and touched Sabrina's heart.
The body breaks and the body is fine. I'm open to yours and I'm open to mine. The body aches and that ache takes its time, but you'll get over yours and I'll get over mine. And the sun will shine and the moon will rise up. The body calls, yeah, the body calls out. It whispers at first, but it ends with a shout. The body burns, yeah, the body burns strong. Until mine is with yours, then mine will burn on. My flesh sings out, it sings, come pour me out. body sways like the wind on a swing, a bridge through a hoop or a lake through a ring. The body stays and then the body moves on, and I'd really rather not dwell on when yours will be gone. But within the dark there is a shine, one tiny spark that's yours and mine.
I remember when I arrived and made it into his room. He was still in his wheelchair, very disoriented and refusing to go to bed. And the moment I walked in and he saw me and recognized me was the moment when I clearly watched this man's entire nervous system ground. And I saw the relief wash over his system and come into his being. All four of us children, we all have our special ways, our superpowers of how we relate to mom and dad. Mine is through humor. That's what I did. I joked about his escape attempt. We laughed with images of him in his wheelchair rolling down Route 126 in the middle of the night, heading towards Holliston, one hand spinning the wheel, the other wrapped around a bottle of Glenlivet. In between the jibes and laughter, there was a moment of perfect lucidity. That's when he said to me, I used to be able to figure out such complex things. I could figure anything out. And now I don't know how to figure this out. But I don't think he meant the simple steps to get home. I think he meant the impossible steps of how to return to another time. He knew he was losing his mind, and he knew he was going to watch it as it continued to deteriorate. That night I gave Dad the best advice I could. I told him that now is the time for him to focus on how he might want to spend his energy. That he would be better served to spend his energy focusing not on what he's losing, but on what he still has. Love. Love from his children, love for his children, and a lifetime that earned that. That advice only really works when you can embody it in the flesh, when you can be in the room and breathe each other's air. And my father can look me in the eyes and know there's something familiar and something that he can trust about my presence. I took the bait when finally he commented, "It's dark out." "Yeah, Dad, it's pretty late. Maybe it's time to go to bed." "I think that's a good idea." I turned out the lights, and I gently placed my hand on his chest. The truth is that the absolute perfection of this moment was unparalleled. Of me being in exactly the right place, doing exactly the right thing, with exactly the right person, and it all culminating in existential importance that I could viscerally feel. That was so clear and palpable. That left no doubt I imagine it similar to the unconditional love a parent has for their children. Blood, history, pure gratitude. For me, this night at Valley Farm was life-changing. This extraordinary yet simple sense of purpose. Taking care of my dad. Being with him as he loses his mind and continues to fight and grieve and fear. And desperately wants someone to be able to come to the front desk in an existential crisis and tell him that it's okay. That he can still hold on to love even though he's losing his mind. And then gently rub his tender heart as he falls asleep.
There was this moment where Shane looked over at my dad's hand and he had something that's in poker terms is called the nuts, which is like a hand that can't be beaten. It's the best hand you can have in poker. So Shane is watching my father with this hand, with him holding this hand. And when it gets to his turn, he's waiting to see what my father's gonna do, and my dad kind of looks at the pot, thinks about it, looks, and he folds. And Shane is pretty perplexed, and he's like, Poppy, why did you fold? And my dad replies, I can't see shit.
Oh my God.
And what's sweet about this story, and what touched Shane is that my father just wanted to be next to his grandson. It just didn't matter. Just was at the card table, unable to see, just to be with him. And that was kind of how my father was for all of us. The last night as I was leaving on Tuesday night, my brothers, there was lots of people over. It was mostly my brother's friends, lots of support, lots of food. And I was kind of sneaking out so I didn't, make a big, so I didn't draw the attention to myself. So I'm taking all my bags to the car. And I'm just remembering in that moment that whenever we all got together, whenever we were together, as we were leaving, my dad would always be like, let me walk you out. Let me walk you out. He walked each one of us out every single time just to get a little just to get a little bit more time with us.